got Lois and Maria here, who are looking to work with Rad Global. We're in Uganda, Rukungiri, and we're feeding our 130 females. We are preparing these fish for breeding so that we can sell fingerlings, fry to farmers. They can put them in ponds like this, and then they can grow out their fish. This is our hatchery part, so I'm going to talk you through some of the things that we are doing at the moment with our hatchery. My name's Tim. Welcome to the channel. This video will tell you about fry and fingerlings and what you need to be looking out for, and just the process that goes into raising fingerlings for you as a fish farmer, and what you should be aware of. This is the process of separating out the females. So there's the other happer here. How many did you say we have in here, Benjamin? Is it 110 females? They're about 60 to 70 grams. So you can see you've got to be careful that they don't escape. And then we'll put them into the bucket. We'll have a look at them, and then we'll choose the females we want and put them into that pond over there for sexing, because you're trying to you need to get the right ratios, the right females. So this is how we do it. So we're landed it, and we're now going to put them in the bucket. You can see the challenge with fish as you're trying to minimize the stress. I mean, you can imagine how stressful this is for fish, because they obviously are in the water, they need to breathe from the water. And so you're trying to minimize the time which they're not in water. So we try to do this as quickly as we can, just one scoop, and we keep going. So I won't do much interviewing with Benj now, because he needs to focus on this. And the reason you don't want stress on your fish is because they can die. It stops their growth. It's not good for their production. So we'll count them and then put them into the pond in a second. But these are 60 to 70 grams. See those? So move them across. And we've got these ones as well, so we'll come back for these in a second. You see the quick walking, that's perfect. Because you're trying to get... Trying to find those, here we go.
Well,
See one of the females. Can you show Lois the...
Okay.
You see here?
Yeah. On the...
Then you shall show how they hold the mirror and
Yeah.
this.
This can you bleed?
So we're going to have a look, and we'll show Lois and about how to sex fish. Basically, what you're looking for with male and female fish, with tilapia, they could probably be sexually reproductive from 50 grams onwards, maybe 40, depending on the individual. So they're really young, and then fish don't stop growing, so they just get bigger and bigger as they go. So you've got your young fish, and they just get bigger and bigger. So they're sexually active quite young. But then we'll have a look at. So it can be tricky to work out with the female or male based on the organs underneath where the fish are, where the cloaca is, which is where they excrete from. So I'll try and see if I can get some on camera for you so you can have a look.
Long and protruding. Yeah.
Okay. We shall see the male.
So this is the female. So explain that again for the audience.
The female, the interior is round. It's not sharp and it's not protruding, and it's a bit swollen. Yeah.
Okay. Like a vulva. Yeah.
Vulva, yeah.
Because of eggs.
Yeah.
That's why it is a bit swollen.
The males are about to be collected from here, so we're going to collect the males and then introduce them up there to where the females are. We'll do the count. So it's 3-to-1 ratio that we're using, so 3 females, 1 male. and we'll pick our preferred males. Hopefully you'll see some good colour. That's what I'm hoping, and then you can see the flushing that you see with the males, which are very pretty. We've got about 200 fish in this pond, 200 male fish. They're much bigger, you can see, than the females, about 400, 500 grams. See they're covered in mud, but we'll rescue them. See this little one here as well? It's a fingerling, so there might be odd stunted fish or fingerlings, something like that. Put it in the bucket. So this, yeah, it's heaps bigger. It's just good.
Give them.
We'll count them out in a moment. That one just fell.
Also,
So you can see the difference immediately, Lois. If you're trying to grow fish to eat, you want males because they're much bigger. And so you get more fillet out of your fish.
reddish,
Oh yeah.
and there it is protruding.
Yeah.
Seeing.
Can you show us some milt? Sometimes if you squeeze, you get milk coming out. This one, see that? That's the sperm
Oh wow.
coming out of the fish.
You see how elongated? Yeah.
And it is elongated and reddish at point here. So it produces milk. So the reddish color is to attract the females.
Yeah, you can see the
Breeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
beautiful fish.
Yeah, really cool.
So we want 30 males because it's about 110 females. So it's about 3 to 1. And then the males will go in there, the big males. Big.
Animals are you checking? You already counted.
So the males will, what they'll do in the water is they'll build themselves a nest out of mud. They'll use their mouth to make a nest, like a rounded nest of mud. And then they'll then parade around the nest, flashing their colours and attracting the females. The females will choose the best looking males, the biggest that they want to mate with. They'll lay their eggs in the nest, and then the male will come along and deposit his milt over the top of the eggs. It fertilises them. And then the female will take up the eggs in her mouth, and she'll keep them in her mouth until they hatch. And once they hatch, they'll take them there for a week or so. That's the fish now in the water. We have about 30 males, have 110 females. I can see a couple just resting on the surface. So they'll be in there for 25 days. They will reproduce, make their nest. Like I said, they will produce their fingerlings fry. We will then lower the water drain. There's a drainage basin over there. Collect the fingerlings and fry, put them into hapas, feed them for a couple of months, make sure they're all males, and then we'll sell them to fish farmers and they can start producing. Then we'll buy those fish back from the farmers and sell them. So great system. I hope you've enjoyed the tour today, learned something new about hatcheries and the process of selecting fish. I'll leave you for now, but I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon.